Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today we're taking a look at the Sidephone after 1 month. And I'm really happy to report to say that I recommend this device wholeheartedly and that you should take a hard look into procuring one. The reasons why is because it's extremely flexible and also because the company is behind it. They have been shipping a lot of updates and also an operating system update already to fix some of my initial pain points, especially with the T9 keypad. I did not have the ability to go back. This key always locked and I wasn't going to be able to go back between screens, but now I'm able to do that. Now, there are some major pain points, and I'll talk about that in the later half of the review. But at the beginning, I want to talk about the pros. Number one, this device is quite versatile. Now that is open to Canada, Latin America, and Europe, I really think that you should look at the bands where it's compatible. And if you want a hybrid device, something that is half smart, but also a little bit of friction, a little bit more intentional, I think the small screen and the keypad devices will keep you away from most distractions. Number two, it doesn't have an app store by default. That is a good thing. You have to be intentional and you have to say, I want to allow this specific application on the app store and receive subsequent updates, but you have to go and do the work yourself. You have to go into their website and add the app pack, or you have to do it yourself, find the link for the repository, whether it is on Aurora Store or whether it is on F-Droid. So you have to do a little bit more of involvement and say, this app is really important to me and I'm going to be able to add it to this app store and receive the updates, but I have to make the decision. And those friction points matter because a lot of the devices, especially even the small devices that come preloaded with the Play Store, are essentially saying to you, okay, you can install whatever you want. This one feels a little bit more deliberate. I do like also the inclusion of a camera, the inclusion of maps. All of the regular utilities that you need for a normal experience are available here. And I do like that flexibility that allows you to say, I want a hybrid phone or I want a full-fledged, you know, productivity smartphone, but in a very small package, or I just want a very basic device and I don't want to deal with all of these things. So I'm not going to pre-configure it further than just the regular normal calls, text applications that come preloaded with the device. Having that flexibility is a huge plus, but having a team that is going to listen to the feedback and make upgrades according to the capabilities of the device is even better. I've received a few updates, not only to the applications, like I said, but also to the operating system. And that is something that I do appreciate because there are a lot of devices out there and they may be coming in a small form factor and years have passed since they have gotten a latest update. Maybe they'll get them in the future, but we'll see if that actually happens. There are some drawbacks, however. The camera is not stellar. Do not expect smartphone quality. It is serviceable, but it's not going to be the best in class experience that most of you are coming from. So, temper your expectations right there. The other thing is that I wish that they will be able to release a version with a D-pad. While I do like the device, I like the compactness of the device. I think it's very intentional. There is a flaw in not having a D-pad. And I think this is feasible to have a D-pad. It's going to be a little bit more of a cramped experience, but I don't like having to navigate the device through the touchscreen alone. So it is nice, it is very fast, but this is just a personal thing that I like. I like to have a phone that I can navigate with the D-pad. So hopefully that will be able to happen, hopefully in the future with an extra tile. I'll be willing to pay an extra few bucks just to have that tile that is non-QWERTY, but it has a D-pad, and I'll be able to navigate pretty much throughout the whole interface of the device without having to use the touchscreen. I think that will be a very big benefit and a big plus. There are some other mixed results when it comes to battery life. I've had good results, but I've also been reading about some people that their battery life has been going and depleting quite fast. For me, for my personal use, which is for work and, for regular purposes, I use my device sparingly, but whenever I use it, it's 2 to 3 days of battery life. If I have an intense session, long phone calls, or I'm listening to maybe podcasts or something like that, it's going to be a little bit longer. So probably, I'm going to be using more of the battery life. So it's going to be around 1 to 2 days, or maybe even 1 day. If you're a heavy user, I do expect that you're going to run through the battery life quite fast, as I have seen reports that say, hey, this thing doesn't last a day. But I have seen also reports of a lot of people being happy with the different configurations, just having the 9 style, apps that you open and then using the touchscreen for everything else, or the QWERTY keypad. A lot of people are loving it, and some people are not. It just depends on your needs. But having that flexibility, I think, is a huge, huge value that the Sidephone brings to the conversation and that the team is going to be committed to it. There are some minor things that I think should be able to get figured out in the meantime. So for example, this device does not have Android Auto, does not have Google Play services for certain banking apps, and that may be a deal breaker for you. But you have to think, am I committing to a completely different lifestyle, or do I just want a niche device and, a small screen? Maybe another device, maybe something like the Jelly Star or the Blue Fox NX1. Maybe some of those devices will be better options for you because you're not looking for a complete lifestyle change. You may be looking just for something small with the Play Store. So really think about how you're going to spend this money. I really think it's worth it because of the long-term support, but also because of all the flexible options that you have with this device. So really give it a thought, compare with other devices that you may have in your short list, and again, I highly recommend this device. I'm going to continue using it as my work device because I like the versatility. I like that it's compact. And just overall, I like the vibes. There are some other minor things, like I wish the cases were a little bit better material, but maybe that will be something that the third-party market can solve, as we did with the Lighphone 3. The Lighphone 3 cases, I was not a fan personally. And then the dumb wireless case came out. It was great. Then the lemur case came out, also great. Better materials, better quality, more niche design. Maybe that's something that can come to the Sidephone, as I think it has good potential for third-party accessories. And maybe, again, down the line, they'll be able to integrate some of these other features, like a wallet feature or maybe the Android Auto feature. I know they're looking at all of these things because I have been sending tips as well to a lot of the companies on how to integrate Android Auto. And again, it's just a good thing to have. It's just a good thing to have those little things that make the experience and the quality of life just better. But again, Chris and Sebastian have done an amazing job, and all of the people at the Sidephone team. And I'm really excited to not only recommend this device, but to truly say to anyone, hey, you want a hybrid experience? This is going to be at the top of your list to consider because this is a device to get. It is a good form factor and it is a good versatility experience. If you have any questions about this device or any other devices that I have reviewed, make sure to put them in the comments below and I'll be interacting with you guys. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.